It's working. Okay, excellent. Hello, everyone. How's it going this afternoon? Yes, it is afternoon. My name is Leah. I'm a dancer and I am a transformation and wellness mentor for dancers. And tarot reading, doing intuitive readings, is something that I love to do for entrepreneurs, especially because I'm an entrepreneur. I know the journey, and it's just it's a part of what I give. And so doing these readings here on YouTube is a way for me to give back, a way for you all to see kind of what a reading with me would be like, and just a way to kind of like use that energy that I have, that energy for reading. So this is the first time I'm doing this on my new computer and my new space. So, like it's totally cute and everything like that. And I don't even have my mic or anything, but I really wanted to do this particular reading for October. One of my favorite readers channels is taking a break from doing the monthly, she calls it the monthly medicine. It's Tarot for the Soul. And I think that's what it's called, but she has a monthly podcast. And so I kind of was feeling like really missing that. And so I said, you know what, well, why don't I just do my own? Why don't I just do my own? And especially with this, the new October starting with a new moon, I just felt like it would just be really awesome to kind of lead into the new month with a new moon kind of October new beginning reading. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to keep it really short. I am doing it live like this because it just seems easier, an easier way for me to get it online. If it's just live and then YouTube takes care of posting it, and then all I have to do is go in and kind of change the descriptions or add different things. So this is going to be a general reading. It's going to be for anyone who happens to see it, to check into the channel. There will be a message in this reading for you. So it is not sign specific, but there is still magic in it for you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do just start off with my 3-card spread. I'm using the Shadowscape deck, which I think is a really great deck for right now because it's kind of a dreamy deck. And so we're kind of like in this watery, it's like really interesting. Like we're in this watery air energy, right? Because we're in a Libra new moon, but Venus is retrograde and Venus is retrograding back through Scorpio. So I just felt like this deck, because the images are very kind of, they're very fluid. I just felt like this deck would be perfect for that. So it's interesting how the light is fluctuating. It just is what it is. I'll watch this video afterwards and see if it's actually fluctuating for you on that side. So, all right. So we're going to jump right into the reading, right into it. So October. So I say, what is the gift of October? Let's see. October is, you can consider it kind of the beginning. September and October are both new beginning type of months, right? September, our school year starts again, so we definitely see that as a kind of rebirth. But October definitely has its rebirth as well, and especially if you follow any type of esoteric type of information, you will probably, and if you kind of feel yourself in those vibes, you will probably feel this new energy, this energy of possibility within October as well, right? So let's see, what is the gift of October? What gift does October bring us? And this is going to be a totally intuitive reading, so the positions will be as they come to me. The gift of October, the 7 of Pentacles. All right, see, this is such a beautiful deck. It's really a beautiful deck. And when I think about this card, the 7 of Pentacles, if you look at the image of this card, this woman is, she is in her purest form, unbothered, untethered to any notions, any perceptions, preconceived notions of who she is, any perceptions of who she should be, anything like that. She is unbothered and unashamed also, because in this card, if you look, she's naked, like, so she's unashamed and she's not even worried about her environment or her surroundings in the sense that there's any danger there, right? She is just intent on harvesting the fruits of her labor, right? So the 7 of Pentacles is about knowing that you are in the right place to harvest the fruit of your labor. Seven is a so if you think of the numerology of it, six is definitely a number of what's the word, of celebration, of victory, of kind of like oh yeah, of reward. Six is a number of reward. Seven is like you take your reward and you move forward again, like you move forward victoriously, right? It's like that's the chariot, the number of it's the number of the chariot in the tarot, and the major arcana of the tarot deck is the 7. It is moving forward triumphantly without like even a big like it's just it is constant, consistent, steady forward motion, like a chariot, very much like where a chariot moves forward. It doesn't have to lurch forward or anything like that. It just is a consistent moving. Like I almost see it almost like a what do you call those things, a steamroller, right? Just with so much power, so much assuredness, it is just moving forward. And so in this deck, it's that type of energy, but that type of energy from a very strong feminine, divine feminine space, which men have too. This energy of harvesting the fruits of your labor. They are there. Like she is picking, and she is like totally like spending time like appreciating each one that she picks before she puts it in her basket, right? So this is very much so October is a moment to totally spend seeing the fruits of your labor and pulling them into you. So pulling them into your space and really allowing them to integrate. And so whereas it is forward motion, it's forward motion from an internal space. So it's forward motion in an internal space, not necessarily outwardly. So that's the gift of October. That's what I'm seeing as the gift of October, because there's so much energy and murkiness that is like floating around in the air right now. It's easy to get caught up in feeling like there is no like you don't have anything substantial to hold on to, and that there isn't anything to celebrate. And what this card is saying is that there actually is. There's a whole entire tree of beauty that you've grown with your consistency and with your your constant continued attention. You can actually harvest the fruits of that labor. It is there for you to harvest, and it's in an emotional space, but it's it is tangible though, because this is in the suit of pentacles. So it's tangible. It's there if you just look for it. So that's what the beauty of October is. So let's see how we can actually find it, right? How can we actually find it? How can we actually settle into this space of being able to celebrate harvesting? The Page of Cups, and then we'll talk about this one in a minute. The Page of Cups. So how can we actually celebrate or actually step into this space? So the Page of Cups is really interesting because, like I said, this is in the suit of Pentacles, which is the suit of like tangibility, of practicality, of security, like of stuff that's tangible. This is the suit of emotion. So this is everything that's like and especially with the murky waters of Scorpio that our Venus is retrograding back through. This is saying that, and the pages are usually messages. I keep saying messengers are messages. So what the Page of Cups is saying here is that there is this beautiful message about your emotions that is coming through via you spending time harvesting the tangible aspects of your emotional work, right? So how will I say it? what's helping is actually noticing the messages, noticing how you have changed, like noticing where your choices are just all of a sudden different, right? Like it's because you've been doing the work. And so all you have to do is just pick pick the flower and integrate it into yourself because you actually have been doing this work to to have different responses, to see things differently, and it's not work anymore, right? So this is on this emotional space. So like this is October is absolutely a time to, you have to excuse my phone beeping, but October is actually like this beautiful time to like acknowledge the work that you've done, right? And that's what this Venus retrograding is helping us to see, especially coming through Scorpio first and then going into Libra, is that you actually have done like a ton of work in your emotional space to be able to like, and I keep saying harvest, to be able to harvest, right? So be aware of the messages that you're getting. Pay attention to how you're operating and how you're responding to things because those are messages showing you that you actually have matured. You've up leveled emotionally in like a beautifully like vibrant way. So like own it, own that change, right? So this card is showing up. I love it, love it, love it. This card is showing up. Oh, hey, somebody's watching. This card is showing up in the hindering position. So what can hinder you, which is so interesting, especially since we just had the moon, right? You know, our moon is just new, and so it's the moon card. And the moon card, oftentimes the moon is actually a favorite card of mine, but it can speak to, especially in a hindering position, it can speak to just getting too caught up in trying to like understand the depths, like to keep peeling back the layers. Sometimes, oftentimes, peeling back the layers is exactly what you need to do. It's exactly the steps you need to take. But a lot of times, and especially in this Libra new moon, which is like Libra is a little bit higher energy, juxtaposed with Scorpio, which is really like deep in murky energy, it's saying don't get caught in the murky waters. Don't get caught in the the intricacies, like, oh, yes, I've changed, but I haven't changed a whole bunch. Yes, I've done some things, but it's still not perfect. Like, don't get yourself caught up in that. Don't get yourself caught up in like, oh, what's underneath that little itty bitty leaf right there though. Don't get caught up in that, because getting caught up in that is dragging you back down into the murkiness of the water, like way into the shadow, to the point where you cannot resurface. And this transit through Venus, or this Venus transit back through Mercury, is not to get you, this Venus transit back through Scorpio is not to get you stuck. It's not to get you stuck. It's just to help you see. It's actually just a review to help you see these messages that are coming through to show you how you've grown, right? So it's not to get you stuck in the murk and just like, just give into the lowness, right? So don't let yourself give into the lowness. That's the message here, right? So this is laying out like generally what the gifts of October give you. And then I'm going to lay out two more cards because I like to keep these readings short. And I might actually make this an audio. I was thinking about that. I might make this an audio as well, so that anyone who is like trying to listen on the go can just play it that way, so that you don't have to have the video playing. Because I know YouTube can be kind of restrictive in having to have like the video actually showing and that kind of stuff. So I want to lay out two cards. I want to lay out a specific like business and then life for us, because this is a good general for October. And then I'll lay out business, like how we can apply this beautiful message in our business. Actually, I'm gonna do three: how we can apply it in our business, how we can apply it in our relationships, our romantic relationships, and how we can apply it in our personal development. I like that. Okay, so let's see. So how can we apply it in business? How can we apply it in our relationships, our romantic relationships? And how can we apply it in our personal development? Oh, I love it. So business, romantic relationships, personal development. Nine of Pentacles for business. So this right here, it is the Nine of Pentacles is the to me it's the putting in work. To me it is the it's you've you've how I say it, there's just a little bit more work to do, right? It's just a little bit more work to do. And I know you can also, that's often, this, that can be a Nine of Wands type of thing also. But the Nine of Pentacles, there's no, there's no, what's the word? Why am my words are failing me. There's, or they're not failing me, but there is no disdain of the work. That's not the right word I'm looking for, but there's no like weariness. There's no like, "Oh, I put in a little bit more work." This and the Nine of Pentacles, this person is this, look at this woman. She's like playing on the piano. She's doing her practice. Like she's like doing what is required to attain her goal, right? And that's the energy I'm getting out of this particular Nine of Pentacles. I know that Nine of Pentacles may not always show up like that, but what this is saying to me business wise is that apply how you have grown in your like your personal view of how you deal with emotions, and how you've actually up leveled in an emotional in the way that you interact with the world, the way you respond to the world, put it like that. Use that energy to push yourself forward in doing the work to attain, just like to it, like you're like one level, like you just have one more level to go into in the sense of attaining the business goals that are set for you. And you have like October is, because this is specific for October. October is a perfect month for you to put these plans into place and work the plans that you have in place, like work them, because right now you are right at the level where like boom, you just take one more step up. It's just going to require a little bit of practice. And for me, whenever I see the piano and I see someone at the piano, to me that is practice, that is putting in that work. And it's because I'm a musician, so it's like it reminds me of practice, right? So it's just, hey, like stay there, like stay there. It might sometimes you might feel a little bit like, I'm a little weary, but it's like I'm weary, but I love this work, so I'm going to stay there. That's the thing. You might be a little weary, but you, because you love it, you will stay there. So that is the message here for your business. Your personal relationships, hey, this just matches this right here. There's no real big message here other than to stay in celebration, stay in union with people, stay if you are in a relationship, like celebrate and actually like physically be in a joy space with that relationship, like hang out with your significant other, be lighthearted with your significant other, celebrate the fact that you have a significant other. If you're not with someone, allow yourself, this is a time to like interact with people and to be around people and to be moving and just in a joyous space, because having that type of energy around you is going to break up some of the heaviness of the Scorpio, of moving through that, like the Venus retrograde moving through Scorpio, because it brings you back up into the lightness. It just allows you to rise back up into the lightness. So absolutely allow yourself to and you know, and celebrate the fact that you have up leveled in a lot of emotional ways. Like allow yourself to celebrate that. And then personal development wise, don't be hard on yourself. The Hanged Man is about allowing the time that growth takes. And this is a major arcana card. And the other ones, we had two major arcana cards. So awesome. The Moon is so easy to become super hard on yourself and to get stuck in the murk. And this card is telling you, if you feel that happening, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, allow the process, that this is a process. So, you know, we've got a month long, you know, a month of time, and Venus is retrograde until November 16th. So that's going to affect, so this new moon period from Libra into the next new moon is heavily affected by that Venus retrograde as well. So allow yourself the time to process, allow yourself the time to be in a space of not knowing, allow this moon space to be okay. Like, don't beat yourself up for like not, just not really being, not having all the answers and not being completely clear, because it's a process and you have to allow the process. And there are things that are happening in the process that are positive for you, but the process has to happen in order for you to gain those rewards, for you to gain that growth, for you to gain that enlightenment. So I think it's great. I think it's healing for me to look at these. I know I'm going to listen to this reading again for myself, because I know the messages that I have for others are messages for myself as well. Thank you so much for listening in, for watching this whenever you do. If you have any questions at all, please let me know in the comments. You can always reach out to me for a personal reading. I do them on Mondays on my personal Facebook page. I do those. Those are complimentary free readings around 10 at night on Mondays. It's Magic Mondays with Leah. And I also usually do make readings available for purchase for people on Thursdays. So right now I have readings that are available on Thursdays. They're $45. I will put the link in the comments for that. And then you can always reach out to me for an empowerment reading, and those we can schedule at different times whenever works for us. We can do them person to person, or for a lower price, I can do a video reading for you and just send it out. So thank you so much, and I look forward to doing more of these for you. Okay, bye-bye.